Hey, Chris with Warehouse 71. We're going to be talking about the do's and don'ts of fastening systems for deck boards. So for insomniacs, this is a really good recipe for sleep. But hopefully you'll get something out of it. I want to start by saying please read the instructions to all these fastening systems for how to best install with these fastening systems, because there are some myths out there that you can just pick up some of these materials and start working with them, whereas in fact they do recommend pre-drilling first. So things like that, please just check. Also, anybody that says to you, hey, I got a bunch of those left over from another job, you don't need to get them, please make sure what fastening system they are referring to and make sure that it's compatible with the product that you purchased. Otherwise it may void the warranty. So that being said, let's move into what we do have for fastening systems here on most of our deck boards. We're going to be talking about color match screws right here. We're going to talk about screws and plugs. We're going to talk about the Sideloc tool. And let's first start by saying fastening systems are not inexpensive, but there is a good, better, best scenario that also the price follows along with. So based on the research that I've done online, not just my opinion, most people are saying the most effective way for fastening deck boards is to use a full screw right through the board and into the joist, okay? So that could be a color match screw, which is a very low price point when it comes to that. You are going to see screw heads though, so it's important that if you do use that form of fastening, that you remember to put the screws in the same consistent space so that you're not seeing screws all over the place. That would drive me nuts. The other one is the screw and plug system, which again falls into the best fastening system category as well, because it's a full screw going right through the board and into the joist. Very high price point because they come with these different plugs made of the same deck material, so it hides the screw head, but at least that way it's a nice clean look. Okay, so you're talking high price point here. And then we have the hidden fastener system, or clips, both in plastic and metal, again at a higher price point as far as the cost goes. Okay, lastly, the Sideloc tool here is between the two as a price point, but it would fall into a best category for fastening as long as the board has a flush edge and that it is a full profile, meaning there's no scallops on the bottom. A stainless steel screw goes right in through the edge of the board on both sides and into the joist, pinning that board right down to the deck itself, as does the color match screw, as does the screw and plug system. Okay, I say all that because the big popular thing right now are the hidden fasteners, the clip system. Okay, however, the clip system does not pin anything. Okay, it's basically almost like having a floating floor that is compressed down. So this edge of the fastener itself is grabbing onto the lower lip of a grooved deck board and pinning it, well, not really pinning it, but pressing it down onto the joist. So in the Northeast especially, we have such a fluctuation of temperatures and weather that over time this board in its expansion and contraction could loosen up. It's not going to break free, but it's going to loosen up and really begin to move around. It could get out of place. It could get a little wonky on you. It could tighten up on one end and not on another. Okay, that's because it's not completely pinned down like a screw would. However, you don't have any ugliness with it. It takes less labor to put in a clip system than it does with the screws and plugs. However, back to this thing, not labor intensive, and it really does pin the deck board down. So certainly things to really think about when it comes to the fastening system. The clips come in plastic, they come in metal. Screws are either stainless steel or they're a coated screw, so it prevents against rust. And again, it's really important too that when you read the installation instructions, clip systems are recommended for a deck that is 30 inches above the ground or higher. They are not recommended for any decks lower than 30 inches from the ground. You would have to go to a screw and plug system or one of these other screw systems. If you ever have questions, please feel free to give us a call at Warehouse 71 or check out the videos on the Warehouse 71 DIY website.